Ubisoft is absolutely cooked, and I really don't think there's any other way of putting it. So for those of you who may not know what I'm talking about, Ubisoft have recently canceled the new Prince of Persia remake or remaster, and I think it is very telling where Ubisoft is as a company when the simple fact of them not being able to, copy somebody else's homework, essentially, without, hyperinflating the budget or having a myriad of other issues, is the clearest sign that Tencent needs to, at least in my opinion, completely gut 70% of this company. I'm talking developers, project leads, people in leadership positions. They really need to go scorched earth and get these people out, because I really want you guys to have a little bit of a think tank session here on what exactly you need to do when you're making a remake or a remaster. And let's go ahead and give ourselves, a few seconds. Alright, I think that was enough of time. All you really have to do is maybe modernize the controls, update the graphics, maybe a few quality of life features like being able to pause during cutscenes, or maybe putting checkpoints in more convenient locations, maybe adding a save from the main menu. So, not really a whole lot, but unfortunately the devs over there at Ubisoft could not even get that done. And trust me, if Ubisoft let something like Assassin's Creed Shadows walk out the door, the Prince of Persia game was an absolute dumpster fire. And what's funny is this is a continuation, this is a normal trend with Ubisoft, because let's go ahead and take a look back at some of the other games and franchises that have been completely and utterly destroyed by Ubisoft's lack of competence. You have Assassin's Creed, where, at least in my opinion, since Origins has been going down a steep decline, chasing this weird RPG light gameplay instead of the stealth action. You had Assassin's Creed Shadows, which the Assassin's Creed fan base have been wanting a game set in Japan since, I don't know, forever, and they decided to completely with the political answers and give us the only character that wasn't Japanese in, I don't know, Japan. But it is what it is. And even when we take a look at Ghost Recon, now I did enjoy Ghost Recon Wildlands, but it had the build a Barbie aesthetic where they could just continuously sell you cosmetic crates to keep you invested into a game that, let's be honest, is meant for its, complex stealth gameplay. That's what it is. And then you had Breakpoint, the very next game in the series that had the, the NFT earn as you play mentality. And I still can't believe that was a real conversation that we were having in gaming about having NFTs. God, that was so crazy. Not to mention that it was a downgrade from Wildlands in every sense of the word. For Honor is completely plagued with issues where the devs just don't know how to balance characters, and they release characters, they're OP for about a month, maybe two, and then they get nerfed into the ground. You have Rainbow Six Siege, where Ubisoft had the Siege X update where they made the game free to play without upgrading security. So while before there was always a possibility of you running into a hacker, in fact it was kind of often, I myself ran into them, at least once a week when I was playing, a lot. And then when the game went free to play, it was like at least once a day. It was insane. And then of course the actual coding was awful. The audio balancing was awful. The new progression system was tied to monetization with their new battle passes that were even more predatory than they were before. And when you look at all of these things, it is very clear that Ubisoft has been on the decline for years. Every franchise they have ever had has continuously got worse. People are leaving in exodus of their live services, and they can't even manage to make a remake on top of all of these other issues. Which leads me to say this: Tencent, If you want to make any money with Ubisoft, you're going to have to get rid of, at least in my opinion, 70% of the workforce. I don't know if it's Tencent's master plan to let the company die so that they can pilfer, you know, the couple of IPs that are actually still worth anything from Ubisoft's corpse once it finally goes belly up, or if Guillermo is stopping Tencent from doing what they need to do. I just don't know, but that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a little bit of a rant, but it was just, I mean, I had to say something. So give me a like if you enjoyed, give me a sub if you want more content, and drop a comment down below because it helps me in the algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.